Good evening and welcome to the Texas Nurses Association evening edition of the webinar series where we're talking about different discounts and benefits that you receive as part of your membership with the Texas Nurses Association. My name is John Green with Association Member Benefits Advisors, and I'll introduce myself and Amba in just a moment a little bit more. But today we're joined by your president, Tammy Eads, as well as Belinda Ritchie with the TNA and Lisa Maxwell as well, who's in charge of communication. So just a couple of quick housekeeping details before we get started here. We are recording this session and it will be available out on the TNA website very soon. That way you can follow it. If you missed something that you want to go back and take a look at, you can do that, or you can share it with members of TNA that may not be on this call as well. I want you to grab a pen and paper today because we're going to give you some specific discounts and activation codes to access those discounts. And then you'll also notice this QR code down here at the bottom. And I'll share more with you about that at the very end. But if you've got your smartphone, you may want to open up your camera feature on your smartphone, hover over that QR code, and you can ask about some of the benefits that we talk about here today. So we'll get through this and we'll spend the next 30, 45 minutes. We're going to do a live tutorial. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff in here. But before we get rolling, I do want to bring in Tammy Eads, who is your president, to share with us a little bit about what's going on, Tammy, and especially because it's Nurses Month as well, a Nurses Appreciation Month. So how are you today?
I'm doing great, John. Thank you so much. And I want to tell everyone out there, happy Nurses Day, Nurses Month, Nurses Week, Nurses Year. We value you. And that's what this month is about. TNA's adopted the theme of #ValueNurses, because too often the conversation about nursing is how much it costs rather than how much value it brings. And our goal is to change that conversation. We also want to celebrate our members, which we'll do this month in June, and announce the outstanding 25 nurses and honor them at the Legends and Leaders at the Texas Nursing at our annual conference in Georgetown. You can look at our website for that and register for that conference. And we want to be of value to all of our members to ensure that we're getting the most benefit possible from being a member of a TNA. One of our great member benefits is access to the AMBA and the many helpful and unexpected perks they offer. So tonight we're going to hear all about those benefits and how we can take advantage of them. So like John said, grab your pen and paper and let's hear what we have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tammy. Appreciate that. Go enjoy your second grandbaby that's hopefully coming in sometime soon. So we appreciate you joining us and appreciate you sharing that message with your members this evening. So
thank you.
You bet. We'll go ahead and get rolling today. And our goals today are to introduce you to the My AMBA discount program. We're going to talk about all the fun stuff that you receive as part of your membership into TNA, simply because you pay your membership dues for a lot of different reasons, for the advocacy that the association brings you, for access to liability, for professional development, things of that nature. But there's also some good free things that come along that make it stretch that as well. We're going to do a live tutorial. We're going to show you some special TNA discounts as well. And I know a lot of nurses say, hey, we're starting to come out of this COVID stuff. I want to get on the road. I want to do some traveling. So we're going to jump in and do some live things and help you dream a little bit. Before we get into it more in depth, just a little bit about who AMBA, or Association Member Benefits Advisors, is. We're an association based in Austin, Texas. We're a little bit over 40 years old, and we work with over 70 associations across the country. And these are associations similar to TNA. They're public servants. Think teachers, state employees, firefighters, police officers. Those of you who are looking out for us, Association Member Benefits Advisors, or AMBA, wants to look out for you. So we partner with associations to bring them benefits and things of that nature that can really add value to what maybe you don't have inside your place of work. And at AMBA, we do a lot of different things for you and for the association. First and foremost, we're trying to help grow new members to bring more members to the association, but we provide supplemental health benefits, travel discounts, different investment products, all sorts of discounts related to shopping, dental, vision, life insurance, things of that nature. So we do this with some of the very best of the best carriers all across the country as well. All right, so what I want to do for you today on this webinar conversation is talk about this free benefit just for TNA members. It is the MyAmba Discounts program. It's powered by a company called Passport. They are based out of the West Coast. It was a bunch of folks that used to work at Apple that said we need to find ways to generate discounts for our employees, and they've expanded all across the country. So it's pretty impressive. The biggest thing for you to understand is this is a 100% free benefit for you as a member of TNA. And it can save you on shopping, dining, travel, buying a home, renting apartments, all sorts of things like that. What I want you to do is, if you've got questions or you've got suggestions that you want to see when we do the live tutorial in a moment, feel free to drop those into chat and we can do some exploring on your behalf as well as we go through here. So let's jump in. And first of all, I want to show you how to sign up to register to get this benefit for you. Again, it's a free benefit for TNA members. There are two ways that you can access the program. The first is through their website, through desktop, laptop, however you access it that way. You go to myambadiscounts.com, okay, myambadiscounts.com, and it'll pop up and it'll say, are you a first-time user, new user, register here. You'll register there by starting with your email address, and it's going to ask you for an activation code. You're going to want to put in that activation code and write this down, AMBA Savers, AMBA Savers. That's your activation code. Then it's going to ask you to complete a short profile. And that profile is going to ask you, do you like to travel? Do you have pets? What do you like to do? Because it will sort of customize your communication, and you can opt out of the communication if you want to help bring those savings that you may be most interested to your email box. And when you sign on the website, it's going to show you kind of based on your favorites where you may want to look. And so we'll do a live tutorial of the website here in just a moment, but that's the easiest way to access this and start saving immediately. myambadiscounts.com with the activation code AMBA Savers. Now we know that many nurses are on the go. You carry your phone with you when you can. You're moving around with kids, grandkids, whatever you're doing, traveling. Passport has a corporate mobile app that you can download, whether it's an Android device or whether it's an Apple device. You can get it either place on the Google Play Store or from the Apple iTunes Store. You would go out, it looks just like this in the bottom right-hand corner. It has a orangish skyline. You'll know that's the app that you need to download. Now I'm going to show you just a little bit here how to get it, how to access it, but I'm going to show you on the next slide, step by step how to do this. Sometimes we have people who will try to start doing this while they're on the webinar. They'll get ahead of themselves and they'll go down a pay path and they'll end up signing up to pay $7 a month for this service. Again, it is free for you as a member of TNA. So when you download the app, just the same way, you're going to start to sign in, and it's going to ask for other sign-in options and an activation code. That activation code is the same as the website. It is AMBA Savers, AMBA Savers. Once you put that in there, you'll complete your profile the same way. So let's take a look at how that looks from a step-by-step basis. So on the left side of your screen here, when you download the app and you open the app for the first time, you're going to see a Passport card number there. Don't worry about that. You don't change that at all. You're going to put in your email address, and then you're going to put in other sign-in options. Okay. First screen email, other sign-in options. Once you do that, you're going to see the second screen, and your second option is sign in with an activation code. You'll use that sign in as an activation code. It's going to take you to the third screen. That's where you put your activation code of AMBA Savers, AMBA Savers. I think it puts it in all caps. It's not case sensitive regardless of how it goes in there. AMBA Savers, and then you're going to hit in sign in at that point. Then after sign in, you're going to then complete your profile and you're ready to go at that point. So that's the easiest way to get going on your app. Download it on your phone. On the website, just go to the website, register as well. The really cool thing about the app, it is geolocated so that if you are traveling and you pull up, that you can pull up and it'll say you're in Kansas City. Here are all the dining restaurants within a 25-mile radius, that type of thing. So it knows where you are, and and can give you the discounts in that area. You can look along a route, things like that. We'll explore that in just a moment, but just know that many users use the app, especially when they're traveling, because it is a great way to access restaurants, hotels, discounts for travel, things like that, tickets, things of that nature. So we'll walk you through that. I want to show you just a couple of ways to use your mobile application. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, only because there are some people who ask questions about how do I figure out restaurants? There's two different ways that you can figure out restaurant dining with your mobile app. Say, for instance, I go to Dallas and it shows I'm in Dallas, and it can give me a 25-mile radius. It can give me a certain amount, or I can filter down what type of restaurant I want. So I think I've got all dining restaurants here, and it pops up and says, okay, here's a restaurant I think I may be interested in, the Magic Time Machine. Haven't been there before. I would click on the website button on here, and the details say I get a 60% off a discount on a gift certificate, 60% off a gift certificate. So I press that website, and this is the option that pops up. I'm not advocating for this one way or the other. This is totally up to you, but this would show you how you would purchase that gift certificate that you would then use in the restaurant. And so you see you've got two options here. You can buy a $25 gift certificate for $6 or a $50 gift certificate for $12. Some of the restaurants have requirements that you purchase a certain amount. Some will say this discount is off of everything except alcohol. You'll see that within the app whenever you're looking at it that way. So that's one way that most restaurants will be on here. I will tell you just from my experience, most restaurants are smaller chains, mom and pop, local type restaurants. You're not going to get a lot of national chains on here, but occasionally they do change from time to time, and they are up there as well. Now, there's another way that you can use your mobile application, and you're going to see over here where it says website, like you saw on the Magic Time Machine restaurant. You're going to see use card. This is a really neat feature because all you have to do is press use card right there, and this card will electronically pop up on your screen. You don't get a card in the mail. It just pops up on your screen, and you can go to that restaurant. A lot of times these are more fast food, fast service type restaurants. Show that card and get the discount right there applied on the spot. Some of them are X% off, or some of them, like the TCBY one here in Austin, you use the card, it's a BOGO offer, and it'll tell you what that is. Some of them will say all XYZ restaurants in this city, or it will say just this location. So pay attention to that, but using your mobile app with your card, that's a simple way to do it. The only way that you will have the ability to use that with a particular vendor is if you see the use card button on their offer in that way. Okay. So that's how you use the app. That's how you use the app for dining. Let's go in and talk about some of the more popular discounts overall. Okay. Two of the most popular discounts on the Passport website are Sam's Club and Costco. If you are already a member of Sam's Club and Costco, this does not help you for your renewals. But if you're looking to possibly get a membership to one or the other because you don't have one, I gifted my son and new daughter-in-law for Christmas a gift of Sam's Club membership. You can do that. The reason I point these two out, one, because they're probably the most popular discount out there. Two, these offers change frequently, meaning that they could be offering you a gift card 1 month. Next month, it could be a basket full of food. Sometimes it could be a percentage off purchase over a certain amount. So the Passport website changes constantly, not only in the terms of the offers that are made out there, but also in terms of the vendors that are available. But Sam's and Costco are available to you out there. And there are a couple of different places that you can get discounts. I'm going to show you in just a moment, because some of the times they offer it cheaper on one page on Passport and cheaper through a different vendor. So I encourage you to move around on the website, because there's a lot of things out there and they do change, but that's one of the more popular discounts out there. Now, if you like to travel, and Belinda was telling me when we were going over in preparation for this, we've had several nurses contact to say, I'm going overseas, I'm going to Europe, I'm going down to the Caribbean, I'm going to Vegas, Disney World, whatever. This is probably the best feature of the Passport website, is the ability to save a significant amount of money on travel. And it's not just hotels, it's long-term stays, it's Airbnb type stays, it's rent cars, it's airfare, it's tickets to theme parks and events, concerts. It's also tickets to attractions, museums, especially if you're going over to Europe. And I'll show you some of those things, because not only is it just a discount off of it, it may be even front of the line passes or allow you to do certain special things on top of. So it's really a pretty cool system out there. One of the biggies, and I know people love in Texas to go up to Grapevine, to go to Great Wolf Lodge, depending upon the dates, the time of the month, that type of thing, you get up to 30% off of Great Wolf Lodge at all the Great Wolf Lodges all across the country, including this one in Grapevine, which is pretty impressive. That's a great way to save a discount. I'll show you how to find those here in a minute on the website. My favorite place to look for hotels is through the Passport Travel Services. I'll show you in a moment on the live website how to get there. This is a great way you can plug in, I'm going to this location, or here are my stops along the way. Plug in your dates. You can rank it by star rating. You can rank it by biggest discount. The savings out here are very impressive. I'm a big Marriott guy. I usually start at Marriott whenever I'm searching. Oftentimes I will find Marriott's cheaper on this website, especially if you're thinking about going to some of the phenomenal resorts in San Antonio. Check this out. This is a great way to save a significant amount of money, and it could pay for your TNA membership all year long, just on a couple of nights savings here. So the Passport Travel Services Hotel Planner, and I'll show you where that website is here in a moment. If it's time to get out, go to theme parks, go to New York, see some Broadway shows, go to Las Vegas. Tickets at Work, which is housed within inside the Passport program, is probably your best place to start looking, simply because they aggregate all of the theme park tickets all across the country, especially down in Florida, California, those type of things, Broadway musicals, hotels in Las Vegas. They're probably better than the hotel planner that I showed you before. And a lot of these, they'll get it to where they'll waive the resort fee, or get free parking, or get free breakfast, things like that on top of that. If you're an Airbnb type person, Haven, HVN, is the Airbnb equivalent on Passport. I will tell you, it is probably not as extensive as Airbnb, but the locations are much higher quality. The type of stays that you'd stay in, and some are very unique places all across the world as well. HVN is your Airbnb equivalent, and the discounts are already built right in whenever you do click through and look for resorts that way as well. I want to run through a couple of cities, our major cities in Texas, and just show you just a real small glimpse at what's out here. For those of you in Austin, this is a phenomenal benefit, because of all of the tech companies that are pouring out of California and coming to Austin and saying, we want to bring those same discounts with us as well. These restaurants, some of the local restaurants, you just show your card as 20% off, some exclusions around alcohol, things like that. And then you've got things to do in Austin. So many things to do, dollars off, percents off, BOGOs, things like that. The thing I've noticed lately in Austin that I really like, flowers, dry cleaning, things like that are really starting to bubble up within the offerings that are out there. So stuff that you use every day, you can really save money on, help your paycheck stretch further in this time of inflation, and take advantage of this free discount that you have, free discount program through TNA. In Dallas, you've got Fort Worth Zoo, you've got different museums, all your Six Flags tickets are there. You've got Texas Ranger tickets. You can get Ranger tickets for $4, $5, $6, depending on when you go and who they're playing, things like that. It's a great way to save a significant amount of money on stuff that you and your family are doing out there. Houston, very much the same way, stuff in Galveston, different water parks, things to do. The City Pass is really cool if you're thinking about going to Space Center Houston and then seeing a couple of other things. It's a good way to get that done. Astros tickets, not necessarily as cheap as the Rangers tickets, but you can still get a pretty good discount. And the tickets, once fall college football comes back, pro football, you'll see that option out there as well. So you can go take a look at the college ticket options as well, going that. NBA when it starts back up. I haven't seen any Mavericks playoff tickets out there, but I know that during the regular season, you can get access to NBA tickets as well. And like I said, all the college tickets is across the board. In San Antonio, with all the theme parks that you've got down there, Schlitterbahn over, the original and New Braunfels, there's so much to do down there. You get significant discounts. You could easily pay for your TNA membership in just one visit to one of these activities in San Antonio. So that's just in Texas. This is across the country and across the world. I mean, we're talking about resorts, hotel, not as many dining locations across the world, but museums, attractions, and lodging. You can get that as well. And it's not just travel, it's shopping as well. It's shopping on everything from electronics and gifts up to vehicles to if you're looking at buying a house and closing costs, if you're looking at changing your apartment, there are so many places that are offering to waive deposits or first month rent free, just things like that. So you're seeing a lot of those things out there on the Passport program. It varies by city, but we're seeing more and more of those things out there, and some very unique things as well. One of the most popular shopping things that's out there are movie tickets. And I know Top Gun's coming out here in a few weeks. There's so many different movies that are coming out. You can go on the Passport website, go to whichever movie theater, and there's about 40 different chains out there. You can purchase a ticket that's basically the price of a midweek matinee price, so $6, $7, and you can use that ticket anytime you want to. You still go through where you reserve your seats and all that kind of stuff with the theater, but by purchasing these tickets, you save 30, 40, 50% off the cost, and there's no restriction on going to see it opening night. If there's seats available, it doesn't matter. You've bought the cheaper of the tickets. That in of itself can save a family of four the price of your Nurses Association membership. So encourage you to take a look at it out there. Then you'll see hot deals. And I'll show you on the website. These hot deals are time-sensitive deals that are out there that, especially right now, if you're looking at graduation gifts for college, high school students, they have some great technology discounts, not only through Hewlett Packard, Lenovo, Samsung for cameras, laptops, desktops, and things like that, and tablets. Apple has some significant savings right now, and they vary their offers all the time. So what you may see now may not be there in June. They've got some trade-in offers now. Sometimes they'll actually offer discounts off of iPhones and the Apple Watches. Sometimes it's just on tablets, maybe MacBook Pros, things like that. So encourage you to take a look out there. If you're a foodie or wine person, there are many different membership clubs. There are many different subscription services that you can get. You can ship the food different places, things like that. One thing, and this may appeal to those of you who are in Austin that are in the hospitals, there's a plan called MealPal. And MealPal is different than your box services where you receive a meal prep kit in the mail. MealPal is where you will buy a subscription to a series of restaurants in the area, and you can get lunch or dinner for a small price, like $4 to $6 a meal. So if there's a lot of restaurants that you like, I encourage you to check out MealPal. If you eat out quite a bit, that could be something for you as well. And then again, more and more local restaurants are popping up all over, and many of them are save 60% off gift certificates. Some of them are 15% off orders, lots of different things, but they're all across the state. I encourage you to look that way. The further rural you get, you're not going to get as many restaurant options, of course, as you do in the city, but they're out there, and it's a great way to explore and mostly support local businesses as well. All right, I mentioned for those of you who are foodies, there are multiple different meal prep programs, multiple programs depending upon if you're a vegan diet or you like certain things in terms of dietary restrictions. You've got options out there. They vary their options throughout the year. Sometimes it's an introductory offer. Sometimes it'll be 10% off boxes from there on out. Steaks, wine, cookies, flowers, all sorts of different things that are out there. It's just a great way to explore. And they're adding so many more vendors. If you like a certain type of food, certain ethnic foods, things like that, you can get services from all over the world that will send you different types of foods. A great way to explore that way as well. If you're looking for just good old clothes, Skechers, I know a lot of nurses will wear Skechers, comfortable on your feet. You can get 30% off just automatically online or in store, even on top of their outlet store prices. Kohl's, Adidas, different clothing outlets there for your basic clothes. They're becoming more and more specialty vendors that if you're into high fashion, you can get discounts. It's a way to sample clothes from all over the world as well. housewares and gifts. BCP or Best Choice Products is probably the best place to start. I would equate it to kind of a combination Kohl's and Dillard's maybe in terms of that level of quality, but it is across the board, seasonal items, housewares, different types of things for your mattresses, things of that nature. It's a great way to save money on household goods, and the shipping is usually included. If you're doing any type of home renovation, there's a whole section on home renovation. Kohler's offering right now 30% off faucets, fixtures, things like that. Baby season's coming. Lots of different services out there if you're shipping baby gifts, things of that nature. Take advantage of all these discounts. Again, it saves you money across the board as you're going through here. Now, before I jump off and show you a live tutorial, I want to do two things. If you've got a place where you want to say, hey, I'm going to Orlando or I'm going to Chicago, put that into chat and we'll use that kind of as our driver of our conversation in the live demo. Every month we get a report on where people are clicking. And these are the most popular places that people clicked last month on the Passport site through Miami discounts. Hertz has got a huge hot deal right now. I've got to go to Florida next week. I had booked a rent car for $600. I logged on yesterday. I took the discount code from Hertz, applied it, and now I saved about $210 off of that. So it can save me a significant amount of money. It can save you as well, especially on hotels and things like that. So let's do this. I'm going to, all right, Sharon, I've got Key West, Florida. I love Key West, Florida. So we're going to go out there and look at Key West. And all right, Belinda, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, there we go, Pensacola. Okay, I was close. All right, great. I'm going to do this. I'm going to stop sharing right now. And I'm going to go out and share the website. Okay. This will pop up here. This is what the website looks like when you log on, except it will pop up and say first time user, and that's where you start and put in your email address and AMBA Savers as your activation code. So I'm going to show you this just briefly from an overview, and then we're going to go in and look at Key West and Pensacola. Okay. So you'll see across the top, it'll scroll out there. You can plug in what city you're in. You can plug in what city you're going to. Doesn't matter. And once you do that, it's going to pop up and shows you there are over 675 offers that are available to me in Austin, Texas. Now, most of these are not going to be local. A significant amount will be local, but most will be international offers or across the state offers, online offers, things like that. Then I can select to look at all offers. I can go to dining up here at the top, and I'll navigate back here in a moment and show you. I can pick restaurants, types, those different meal prep programs, things of that nature. Shopping the same way. If I'm looking to buy a car, go through True Car pricing, things like that. I can come in and look for clothing and accessories, home and garden stuff, household, lots and lots, especially in Austin, workout facilities, yoga centers, vitamins, all sorts of things that are out there as well. If you've got pets, this varies. I'm surprised. There's a lot of pet stuff out there. Treats, food, vitamins, pet insurance, so many different things that are out there. Sports and entertainment, that's where you're going to get your tickets, things like that. Tickets and attractions. Tech, that's where you're going to get your Apple discounts, things like that. So, all right. So as we scroll down here, just like you've got at the top, you've got the ability to check a particular topic or particular subject. You're going to see your seasonal things out here as well, especially as you're getting more outdoor recreation. If you're thinking about going to a national park, there are not necessarily discounts on the park admission itself. There are discounts for tours, discounts for lodging around the park. That's a great way to take a look at that. Some of these things have some really neat gear rental, things of that nature. It'll show you your newest offers. Again, the newest offers that are either close to you or have bubbled up based on your profile. This is the hot deals that I was talking about out here, okay? Remember I showed you, and this wasn't even here this morning. I showed you earlier the Sam's Club membership. It's now $14.99. They're having a big sale on that as opposed to what it was I showed you just a few minutes before. There's your auto car buying. You scroll across here, there's the Hertz offer I told you about, and it'll tell you this thing has a certain number of days left. There's the Apple offer. And then here's one of my favorite things about this. It shows you a map where you are. So if you're plugging it in and you plug in Key West, it will show you what's down here for Key West, that type of thing. And you can hover over your handbags. Those are your shopping. Those are your attractions, things like that. A lot of childcare facilities may be on here as well. Your blue is going to be your hotels that have specific discounts, and your red with your fork and knife are going to be your restaurants, things like that. So that's what you have there. So let's go out and take a look at Key West. And I haven't looked at Key West, so I don't know for sure what's going to pop up. Okay, so we've got Key West here, and we'll scroll down and look at it and see if there's anything specific for Key West. Looks like there's just one restaurant that pops up right now on this, but let's go back and look up here at travel. And let's look at hotels and resorts. So I'm going to go to hotels and resorts, and it can give me a filter. Okay, I can go 10 miles if I want to out here. Some of these are online deals, they may not be local, or I can go up to 300 miles if I want to. But then knowing that a lot of times the hotels don't contract directly with Passport, I'll look down here at tickets at work travel, or more than likely, I'll go here to the hotel planner. This is the Passport site I was telling you about earlier, and I can plug in Key West, if I can type it correctly. All right, and I can pick a date, so I'm going to go in mid-June for 3 nights for 1 room. And it will do a search and give me all the best savings. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time. And it will show me, like in this situation, I can get this almond tree in for about $100 less than what you could get retail that way. Some of these are great savings, some maybe less so. I could search by star rating, like I mentioned there, in that regards. Come down here as Hampton Inn, depending on what you're looking for. So that's where I'd start my search in that regards. Now, Belinda, if we want to go back up here and search Pensacola, same dates. That's the best way to look at it that way. And it'll show you what's available with reviews and things of that nature. And then you can go in again and put Pensacola in terms of, you could look at Pensacola up here. You could go scroll and plug it in up here if you wanted to take a look at where you were headed and look at the overall information here. Pensacola. And you can look at your offers that way, then come down to dining. And we could look at all restaurants in Pensacola. I think there's a couple on the Alabama line, best I can remember there. That's Key West still. I'm not sure why it's in Key West. There we go. So this would show you where your restaurants are as well. That's out there. Now, a couple of things that folks ask about are tickets. You go to more and look at tickets. This is where you're going to find your movie tickets. This is where you're going to find your Disney World passes. This is where you're going to find tickets at work. Tickets at work is my favorite place for you to get any type of discounts on theme parks. Any type of discounts on certain museums. I know oftentimes down in Florida, you can plug in and it'll be like, I think you could get money off the conch train in Key West, that type of thing. So it's doing a little bit of thinking here. And this is where, again, you can look at water parks. You can look at shows and events. You can look at concerts over here, different things like that. So this is the tickets at work is probably my favorite place to go for that, for those type of things. My other favorite place, if you're going, especially if you're going overseas, and I'll see if I can find it down here. There's zoo stuff in here, is tickets, Tiquets. If you're going overseas, especially, and you're looking to go somewhere and see the Louvre in Paris, or you're looking to go see something in Madrid, you can, or a museum somewhere, you can get your discounts here, but oftentimes they have front of the line passes, ways that you can get in there as well. So tickets is probably my favorite place. to go out and look for some of those unique museums, unique tourist attractions, things like that. You see some of these world sites that are out there as well. So that's a great way to get that stuff taken care of beforehand. Again, it's on your app. You can do it while you're waiting there, and your discount gets applied to it at checkout there. So I think that's just a quick look around. I know we've been on here for a little over 30 minutes or so. If there take any questions in chat that we can look up here real quickly, different ways that you can save. If there's a city you want to go to or shopping you want to look at, things like that. I know your major metropolitan areas like Chicago, New York, you're going to have many more fashion shopping opportunities than you would maybe in Dallas or even in Florida, things like that. So if there's any questions you want to go to, drop them in chat here. All right. The folks have asked about different passport. This passport is good for every association that AMBA works with, and those discounts are embedded in there as well. So that is out there available for you. So I'll take just a couple more seconds if anybody wants to drop in a question or a location they want us to take a look at, and we'll be glad to go in and to search that more for you. So I encourage you, again, when you sign on or when you first come on to home, it's going to pop up, fill out your information and get started. AMBA Savers is your password there. So I'm going to stop sharing and we'll go back to our presentation and we'll wrap this up. If you've got any questions, we'll jump in there. Okay. Belinda, I want to let you come on here real quickly, unmute yourself, and if you want to put your camera back on, because there are some specific benefits for TNA members that can help stretch your dollar further, help you build credit, and protect your liability issues as well. So Belinda, you want to share these two members offers for TNA members?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Belinda Ritchie, and my title is the Member Services Director of Texas Nurses Association. And we have several benefits that are available, and you can access them all from the TNA website under the Member Benefits tab. But two of those programs that we work really closely with is the NSO, that's Nursing Service Organization, and they're a professional liability company. We encourage all nurses to have your own professional liability insurance. Your hospital or your school of nursing or wherever you work may have a policy that covers you to a certain extent, but it's always better to have your own coverage for your peace of mind. And not only will the insurance cover you if you have some sort of a malpractice or a liability in your workplace, it also will help you with legal assistance should you have to go before the Board of Nursing. And that won't happen from your employer. So again, we really encourage you to have your own liability insurance. And then also the Commerce Bank, Texas Nurses Association, has a logoed card that we offer to members. The interest rate is competitive, but in addition, you get rewards, you get a lot of access to other discounts that are available, and the money, a portion of what you spend comes back to the association to help us promote a lot of our different programs that are not fully covered by membership dues, and allows us to keep the dues from being raised because we have these partnerships with these other companies. So we encourage you to investigate, reach out, look at those, and call us if you have any questions.
Great, thank you. Thank you, Belinda. Appreciate that. Again, check out the website. Lots of discounts out there. You'll find links to Passport as well out there in addition to that. And please, please, please tell your coworkers, if they're TNA members, if they're not TNA members, tell them about these webinars. Tell them about the activities calendar, the events calendar on texasnurses.org. It's a great way to introduce them to TNA, encourage them to become a member, let them know the value of the membership in TNA. And one of the things we've got an event coming up pretty soon is our conference. So Lisa, you want to tell us a little bit about the conference coming up in June?
Well, I asked Linda to jump in at any point if I missed something, but this is our day and a half educational session. It's featuring Daniel Peshet, who is a nurse, but he's also a nationally recognized expert on the topics of foresight and innovation. And he is very much, he's very engaging, even though the things that he's talking about are sort of very big picture, thinking about the future and all the ways that you can imagine what the future might be. But he's also got a great way of bringing it back down to earth. And what we find very timely is coming out of the pandemic. The profession of nursing is changed forever. Healthcare has changed and nursing has changed. And let's take this time and imagine what it is we want the future to be. And this is actually a skill that Dr. Pesha can help you expand on and really improve, hopefully, what the future of nursing is. Linda, anything else you'd like to add?
So the other speaker is Oriana Baudet, and she is in charge of the American Nurses Association's Innovation Center. And they work with nurses to help teach that skill of identifying needs and figuring out how to address those needs, and also recognizing nurses who come up with really innovative ways to address things in their work settings. It should be an exciting conference. As Lisa said, there's a lot of interactive activities. There's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of thinking and visualizing and finding ways to improve nursing so that we can carry on that conversation, as Tammy mentioned earlier, that nurses are a value added to healthcare and not a cost center. So we do encourage you all to join us in Georgetown, Texas, and participate in this program.
Great. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Belinda. We look forward to being out there with you as well and meeting many of the members as well. So I'm going to do a couple of things before we wrap up here. Again, as I mentioned, if you've got questions about these benefits, these discounts, or any other benefits that you have available to you through the Texas Nurses Association, you can simply take your smartphone, open up your camera on your smartphone, hover over that QR code, just like we do in restaurants today. It's just a great way to open that up. There's a little form that you can select. I want a benefit review, or I want to talk more about certain things. Send that back. We'll get someone in contact with you right away. If you're on an iPad or on your phone and you can't use the QR code, my email address is down there, john.green@amba.info, john.green@amba.info, and I'd be glad to answer any questions that you have, help you with a tutorial, something like that. So thank you for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time on here. Again, Lisa and Belinda, thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you on another educational webinar sometime in the near future. And again, if you've got any questions, I'll hang around and be glad to answer those for you as well. But I'm going to stop recording, and we will wrap